I'm Amanda Shekarchi, and I am joined by Avery Raquel, who is based in Toronto. She'll be performing at the Painted Lady on May 7th as part of the Departure Festival showcase. Her latest single is Hard to Stay, and Avery's full albums include My Heart Away and her self-titled album, Avery Raquel. Also in 2024, she released an EP called Scratching at the Surface. Avery, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how has social media helped you grow your career?
That's a tricky one because I've always kind of had like a little internal battle with social media. I think it's a really cool tool and I think it's really beneficial, especially for today's age because, without social media, I feel like it's kind of hard to do anything and get anything out there. But I will say it has helped me grow in like making online connections and then happening to meet these people in person has been really nice. And so I've found that meeting people in person and that translating to social media has been like the best, most beneficial thing. And then you can hype each other up on social media as time goes on. But yeah, I think it's helped in different aspects of my career.
I love it. So how would you describe your music journey so far?
I started singing when I was 4, and then I started playing piano when I was 7. It started very much in musical theater, and I was like a big acting theater kid. And then it switched when I found out kind of what jazz was, and then I started learning jazz, and then I started writing music, which was in the soul, pop, R&B genre. And so that started when I was about 15, and then I just started recording and releasing records from there and performing my own music. But my journey's been really cool. It's been slow and steady. I started at a very, very young age, so it's basically engulfed my whole life. But I've had a really wonderful time, and it's still on the up is what the hope is.
So you'll be performing at the Painted Lady for Departure Festival. For those of you who don't know, that's Canadian Music Week. How are you feeling about that?
Good. I'm excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I know they've rebranded the whole Canadian Music Week thing to Departure Fest, and I think it was kind of a cool move. They've got a lot more under their umbrella now. Like they've got comedy and acting, visual art, a bunch of other stuff. But I think it'll be cool. There's a lot of artists playing that same night at the Painted Lady. So there will be, I think, myself plus 3 other artists. So you should come hang out and watch and just vibe. There's many different genres too. I don't think it'll just be like the soul R&B thing. So it's something for everyone.
Love. Yeah, Canadian Music Week is definitely, or Departure, I should say, is definitely really great at just showcasing so many different genres and talent.
100%.
So what do you have on deck for this performance?
Lots of originals. It's not a super long performance. I think it's about 30 to 40 minutes. But I've got my full band with me, so bass, drums, keys, guitar, and then myself on vocals. But I think it'll be a good time. Lots and lots of originals, including my most recent song that I put out last week.
Yeah, well, speaking of that single, Hard to Stay is out now. What is the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, that song was written in Spain, actually, when I was there doing my schooling. And it was written with a friend of mine named Alex Schindler. And we met, the first week of September, and then basically the second week of September, as soon as school started, we wrote this song together because our musical vibe just clicked really well. So we wrote this tune, had a lot of fun writing it, and then we submitted it. Well, he submitted it. I didn't even know he submitted it for the producer in residence that Berkeley holds in Spain. And so they bring in a guest producer to produce one of the students' songs. And so our song got chosen. And it was produced by Christian Lohr and Alex himself, because he's also a producer. So they co-produced that together. But Christian Lohr was Joss Stone's former producer, which was very cool and to experience. He's a crazy guy and had lots of amazing ideas and input. So I learned a lot from that day. But the inspiration behind the song in terms of like lyrical content and stuff like that was honestly really nothing too crazy. Just because the song itself is like kind of like sad and depressing. And I don't know, it's like, realizing that you should leave a relationship that isn't serving you anymore and being that it would be better off without this person in your life. And I wasn't really going through that at the time. I just wrote random words as to what the song felt like it sounded like to me. So that's just the general vibe. I don't know that the lyrics really like had any weight, but they will to other people that listen to it. And I've definitely gone through that since. So it's like, might as well just have a song that I can relate to anyways.
I love that. Yeah, it definitely does feel, in a way, it does feel very personal.
Yeah.
So another project I've been loving is Scratching at the Surface. What's the story? Like, what's the theme behind that EP?
Yeah, that EP was recorded at Humber when I was doing my undergrad degree. It was produced by Jacob Susi, who's a really fantastic trumpet player, producer, musician, songwriter in his own right too. But he was my student producer at the time, and so we recorded all those songs at school at Berkeley. I wrote all of the music, and then he helped me arrange the 2 full band tunes. But the inspo, they were all kind of just random songs, but I wanted to compile them together and have 2 voice piano songs and 2 full band songs, but all of them still kind of being in the same realm. Nothing too in depth regarding, the full concept of that EP. It's kind of just a collection of songs and thoughts, that I've had in the past, and I wanted to put them in a little collection so people can listen to them in one place.
Oh, no, it's such a beautiful project. And
Thank
one
you.
that really, a ballad that stood out to me there was Nothing More.
Oh, thank you.
That I think is one of my favorites. And I really like this line. I've captured your glance like a photo, it seems. Your smile can bring any girl to her knees. What does that lyric mean to you?
Oh my goodness. I mean, the whole song itself is just like, you're falling in love and all that other mushy-gushy stuff. But specifically, I mean, not to be like self-deprecating or anything like that. It's very much just saying like, this person like really has an effect on me or the listener or whoever. And I'm just in awe of this person, that this person wants to even consider me as a choice. And I should personally expect nothing more. But, I'm still constantly surprised by this person. So that's kind of the sentiment.
I feel you. Another track I loved was the title track on the EP, Scratching at the Surface. What did that one stem from?
I wrote that during COVID. So it's based off of the song Been Through. And there's a lyric in Been Through where I say scratching at the surface. And I wrote the song during COVID. I think I even had COVID at the time when I wrote it. I was just trying to get thoughts on paper, and I wanted it to be upbeat and fun. There's a band called Lawrence that I really love. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted it to kind of be reminiscent of that vibe, and that's what I was trying to capture there.
Yeah, Lawrence is a great band. Mm-hmm. I love their stuff as well. Yeah, so what is next for you?
Next, I'm just performing a bunch, writing new stuff, releasing new stuff, especially like in the summer into the fall. And I'm performing at a couple festivals. I'm doing like the Beaches Jazz Fest in July. That'll be July 27th. Doing a couple other full band things. Some things not confirmed yet that I can't, necessarily talk about just yet. But I'll be doing a festival in Blue Mountain, which will be fun for the weekend, and then Oshawa Convergence Festival in September. So things are slowly coming together, but it'll be a really fun summer.
Oh, I'm so excited for you, and I hope I can definitely catch some of these. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so where can people find you?
For sure. You can find me at Avery Raquel Music. It's on, I think it's that on every social media platform, except for Twitter, or I guess it's called X now. That was too many characters for them, so it's at Real Avery Raquel on X, but everything else is at Avery Raquel Music. And then my website is averyraquel.com. My Spotify, Apple Music, whatever streaming location you choose is Avery Raquel, and all my music's on there, and you can find me there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Avery will be performing at Departure Festival on May 7th at Painted Lady, and stay tuned for all of her other performances and exciting content that she has coming your way.